Lesson 2. Who invented the internet? Have you ever wondered who is behind one of the greatest inventions of all time? Even before the infrastructure is actually created, many scientists predicted the presence of global communication networks, so the internet existed. In the early 1900s, Nikola Tesla toyed with the concept of a world wireless machine, and in the 1930s and 1940s, innovative thinkers like Paul Otlet and Vannevar Bush envisioned mechanized searchable book and media storage systems. Even so, it wasn't until the early 1960s that the first practical internet schematics appeared, when MIT's JCR Licklider popularized the concept of a computer network called the Intergalactic Network. Soon after, computer scientists devised the principle of packet switching, a mechanism for efficiently transmitting electronic data that would later become one of the most important building blocks of the internet. Arpanet sent its first message on October 29, 1969, a node-to-node correspondence from one device to another. The first computer, which was the size of a small building, was housed in a UCLA research lab, and the second was housed in a Stanford research lab. Despite the fact that the message login was short and easy, it crashed the fledgling ARPA network. The Stanford machine only received the first two letters of the note. The technology continued to grow in the 1970s after scientists Robert Kahn and Vinton Cerf developed Transmission Control Protocol and Internet Protocol, or TCP/IP, a communications model that set standards for how data could be transmitted between multiple networks. The birth of the Internet. On January 1, 1983, Arpanet adapted TCP/IP, and researchers started to put together the network of networks that would eventually become the modern Internet. When computer scientist Tim Berners-Lee created the World Wide Web in 1990, the online world took on a more familiar shape. Although it's frequently confused with the Internet, the web is simply the most popular way of accessing data online via websites and hyperlinks. The Internet was popularized thanks to the web, and it was a critical step in the creation of the vast trove of information that most of us now have access to on a daily basis. So, how did the Internet started? In the 1960s, the start of the Internet was, first and foremost, a way for government researchers to share information. During these years, computers were large and immobile. To extend that, in order to make use of information stored in any one computer, one had to either travel to the site of the computer or have magnetic computer tapes sent through the conventional postal system. And another catalyst that gave way to the formation of the internet was the heating up of the Cold War. It is where the Soviet Union's launch of the Sputnik satellite spurred the US Defense Department to consider ways information could still be disseminated even after a nuclear attack. This event eventually led to the formation of the Arpanet, or Advanced Research Projects Agency Network, the network that ultimately evolved into what we know now as the Internet. Arpanet was a great success, but membership was limited to certain academic and research organizations who had contracts with the Defense Department. In response to this, other networks were created to provide information sharing. January 1, 1983 was considered to be the official birth of the Internet. This is when Arpanet and the Defense Data Network officially changed to the TCP/IP standard on January 1, 1983, hence the birth of the Internet. All networks could now be connected by a universal language. If you want to know more about the complete details of the timeline of the history of the internet, please refer to the handout given